In the sky, you know how I feel. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea.
Hey everyone, welcome to Close Look. Kevin Atwell here with you. I'm sitting next to a young super artist, Natalia Pardalis. Did I say that correctly?
Close. Natalia Pardalis.
Natalia Pardalis. How are you doing this afternoon?
How are you doing?
Very well, thanks. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, where you went to school, and what you studied.
Well, I grew up in the Lower Mainland in Vancouver and Surrey area, and I studied music since I was really little. My mom was a piano teacher, so learned right away.
Yeah.
And then I went on to do a degree at Trinity Western University in piano performance, and then I just completed a second degree at Capilano University in performance arts.
So did you always have like a passion for music, or was it just something that was ingrained in you because of the fact that your mother was also a piano player, teacher?
Maybe a little bit. Mostly it was me. I remember like being really little, and like my dad and my mom had this huge collection of like Frank Sinatra, Judy Garland records, and I'd like put them on even though I wasn't supposed to, and I'd like put on like hats and like dance around a room and sing. Yeah. So it was something I always did, and then my parents just like fostered it and encouraged it.
Yeah, it's fair to say it definitely came from within.
Yes, very much so.
I just wanted to ask because I mean, it's almost like it's an art form, right? It's like medicine. I mean, it's not something that you can just do and be good at it if you don't want to. It's got to be something that comes from within. How do you feel about that argument? Is music that it's something that can be taught to an individual and fostered that way, or do you think you just really have to have a passion for it?
I think talent is passion, so if someone has the want to be good at something, that's a good place to be, and it's just surrounding yourself with the right people that will encourage you and also train you, because like anything in life, you have to learn how to be good at something. You're not naturally good at it, you just want to be good at it, so it's learning that. Very
well said. Have you participated in concerts and like competitions and stuff in the past?
Yeah, of course. When I was growing up, I did all the Royal Conservatory exams. I did Kiwanis Festival and Surrey Registered Music Teachers Festivals and all those things. Now not so much. Now I just perform. So I regularly perform around town in different establishments. I do a lot of wedding gigs, stuff like that.
That's cool. So I mean, do you have a job besides this? Is this your job?
Music is my job, my full-time job. So I teach music to young artists and I perform. Mentor, yeah.
So, you know, I'm sure it's nerve-wracking to get on stage, whether you're singing or playing the guitar or playing the piano in front of a large audience. What are some like positive words that you can provide to our viewers who are aspiring to become, you know, a professional artist, singer, musician, to let them know that they don't really need to be scared at all? So
performing is a skill like anything else, and the first time you do it, you're not going to be that great. Nothing to be worried about. You have to just keep going out there and doing it, and every time you do, go home and make a list and say what went well, what could I have done better, and always remember the purpose behind you're doing it. So always ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I playing a character? Is it this myself? Who am I? Why am I doing this? And also connecting with your audience, finding that connection with them, and then you have nothing to be afraid of, because it's just sharing. It's having a conversation with your audience.
Yeah, wow. Very interestingly put, having a conversation with the audience, because music is pretty much a language.
Yeah, totally. It's totally having a conversation. It's, you know, some people say musicians are storytellers. I used to think that way, and now I've kind of changed my sort of idea. I think it's more about communicating with them and sharing an experience, but then also receiving a response from them, and that's the conversation, that connection.
Very interesting. Has there ever been a time where you've been on stage, for example, for a recital, and you've just like completely screwed up and like froze?
Yes. When I was younger, I suffered from horrible stage fright. I remember getting on stage and just like bawling my eyes out for no reason. I'm like, why am I crying? And I was like, you have these like negative thoughts, and they're always like, oh, they probably don't really want me to be here, and why am I doing this? And so it's just remembering why you're there to begin with. That is your love of music and wanting to share music, and it's just practice and just keep going out there and yeah.
So you probably had like coping mechanisms to calm yourself down. How did you actually get to continue with your recital, or how did you move forward from that like crazy bawling experience?
So yeah, I just like kept going, and I remember I was singing a song, so it became just a piano piece, like, because I couldn't sing. I was like crying so much. And I remember thinking, oh my God, everyone hated me. Why did I even bother going up there? And then I remember there was a lot of older ladies in the audience, and they came up and they were like, started giving me hugs, and they're like, you made us cry. It was a Christmas concert, and they're like, I never felt so moved. And I was like, oh, I guess it's okay to cry then.
Yeah, exactly.
So it wasn't, yeah.
So in your endeavors of, where do you see yourself 5-10 years from now?
I think it's the same path that I am not on right now. It's just on a bigger scale. Definitely performing across Canada, maybe winning it, maybe, fingers crossed. I definitely would like to hopefully perform in Europe as well. But basically doing the same thing I am now, teaching music, performing music, and creating music.
Yeah, very cool. Have your experiences and your endeavors taken you outside of the country for competitions, or even within the country for competitions and whatnot?
Not my music has. I haven't gone myself. I was involved with a project with some friends last year. We made a short film called Austrelios. It's about a little boy. You can go on YouTube and watch it, and we put it in film festival in Toronto called Greek Film and Photo Week, and we won 3 awards from there. And then from there, that film was picked up by Cannes Film Festival in France, and then it was in San Francisco, and it actually just now, a couple weeks ago, it was at the Chinese Theater in LA for Greek Heritage Month down there. So so even though I wasn't there, my music was there, so it's pretty cool.
That is huge. I mean, that's like one avenue of getting yourself out there, like your flavor.
Yes, I love writing for films because it's another way of communicating, another way of sharing a story. And the team that I work with, the producer and director, they're such amazing writers, and they have this beautiful vision. So then when I take their art and then add my art to it, it's this perfect conversation.
Yeah.